I'm back again. Ba-ra-ra-ra-ra. Yes. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow traders. You are welcome to our weekly forecast on probability trades. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing us trading opportunity that I'm expecting in the coming week. We did take some trade in my Telegram community. We made profit, but it was just a little bit of profit because we have the market doing a very deep retracement. So let's look at how we'll be capitalizing on opportunity in weeks to come. One thing as a trader is that you have to be proactive. When you are proactive, then you want to be reactive based on what the market is doing. Okay, let me test my microphone if that is working. Testing 1 2. Okay, I think that is functioning. So let's get started. I have here with me, you can see on my red list, these are the pairs that I'm spotting opportunities on in the week to come. So if I should get trading opportunity on any of these trade, I might be holding them for some couple of weeks because I'm expecting them to really move for a while before we can expect any changes in the market. So I'm going to be walking you through these 8 currency or 9 currency pairs, and let's see how we can take some money. Let's go. So first here we have Gbpusd. Gbpusd, we are looking for potential move to the upside, right? Gbpusd has rejected strongly from this point and it's looking like we want to test this major resistance right here. However, we have price dipping down. Now retesting this level. The question now here is, are we going to move right from where price is currently? Are we going to move from where price is currently, or we are still going to have some deep down, or maybe perhaps GP might just drop, or a little bit of deep down, then we rise back upward? So on the monthly chart, we can see the overall trend. That is the first thing we want to look at. The overall trend on this chart is bearish. Gbpusd is bearish. This pull that we are seeing is more like a pullback. We are expecting for price to come back here to pull down. However, price may as well turn from this point and start selling, because if we look on this chart, this is a double top that was created. Price cleared the neckline. Of course, we did not have the retest on the neckline for price to keep dropping lower. Now we see price pushing heavily backward. So from here, we'll still see that this is still a high that's lower than this if we are following the market structure rules, which price can as well still drop from this point. It might just be like a deep retest on this 3-month chart. And also, if I should pull out my Fibonacci from this recent high to this recent low, you can see that that is the 79 Fibonacci retracement. Did price want to reject from that level? We are going to see as we narrow down the various time frame. So now on the monthly chart, we are having a retracement. Price is still above this resistance level, looking like we want to turn that point to a support. Are we going to push? Let's see. So what I'm seeing on this monthly chart, this current candlestick is going to close in the next 5 days. And if the candle still close like this, I'm seeing something that Gbpusd might drop. And here is my view. Look at this current candlestick. And look at this candlestick that has formed here before. Do you see any similarities? Yes. And this candlestick is a reversal candlestick, which we call the bearish railway candlestick. This is likely to drop price down. Sorry guys, my voice might be a little bit low. I'm kind of weak, so that is why, in case my voice is not that loud, manage it as it is. So I'm expecting if price should close this way, it's possible we have a downward movement on Gbpusd. So this is looking like the USD want to gain back its strength, and we may see price dropping lower. But before we take our decision, we still want to make sure that we see things in order. We don't just jump into trade. We can see that price is still above a resistance level. We cannot be selling now. So dropping down to the weekly charts, I'm seeing something that is now likely to support the bearish movement. If we look at this point, price has been trending upward in a beautiful trend line movement, and from here looking like we're already having a trend line break. But trading a trend line break, this small break does not mean that this trend line has become invalidated. No, this trend line is still active. We can still see price pushing up, and we can still rise to the top. Whichever way, I want us to narrow down to the day chart. Now on the day chart, I'm seeing a chart pattern. If this chart pattern should continue forming, then we may expect some drop on GBP USD. So this is what the head and shoulder pattern. So the head and shoulder pattern is a sell pattern that reverses the trend. So this may means that we can reverse all this bullish trend, then we are reversing back all the way down. That is if this trend line breaks. So the chart pattern rather. So to trade GBP USD now, how can we seize opportunity on trading GBP USD? I want to see a break of this so-called neckline. If price can break this neckline lower, I'll be waiting for a retest on my neckline, and I'll be looking to short GBP USD. So currently 60% bearish on GBP USD and 40% bullish on GBP USD. If I'm going to be trading a buy on this movement, I already told you guys I'm a swing trader. If I'm going to be trading a buy, I want to see price breaking this my counter trend line. If price should break above, then I will know that this pattern is likely to be invalidated, and we still have more rooms to push to the upside like this. We still have room to push to the upside like this. But if price should drop lower, then I'm bearish. Price should drop more lower, I want to see retest back to this low, and then I'll be looking to short this market. So 60% bearish on GBP USD, and I'm 40% to the upside on GBP USD. So that's a very quick one on GBP USD. Let's move to the next pair, which is Euro USD. As we know, the GBP USD and Euro USD, they are positively correlated. So similar things may happen on Euro USD. But on Euro USD, there's no chart pattern yet. Let's also start from the top to the down. Euro USD overall trend here too is bearish on 3-month charts. It's bearish. But what about if we just try to shrink our charts? If we try to shrink this chart, this is looking like a channel, an ascending channel on a bigger picture, but this is not actually looking nice. We are not an investor, so we are not trading that kind of range. So let's just put our focus on this. So we have price dropping down, creating lower lows, lower high, higher low. Now we have equal top here, price drop down, also pulling back. Same thing here. If I pull out the Fibonacci zone here, if I pull out the Fibonacci, this one is right on the 0.79. So 0.5 and 618 fails to hold price. We are testing the last level on our Fib for price to drop lower. So let's narrow down to the weekly charts. On the weekly, we are still seeing that the buyers are very strong. However, we have a resistance point that price is yet to break. Price is currently struggling at this resistance point. Price is struggling at this resistance point, and let's narrow down to the weekly chart. So on the weekly, we have this trend line that is holding up price. So this trend that we have on the weekly chart still very bullish, still bullish. There's no sign of sellers yet in the market. But when we narrow it down to the day chart, we are seeing some slow movements right from this point. Let me mark here. Right from this point, there is a kind of slow movement of price. Can price turn from here? So what I'm seeing here is that if this want to go bearish, if we want to sell, I want to see price to break here. You can see these highs, highs, lows. We are expecting a high, but if price fails to do that and we see price coming back to this trend line, believe you me, there is 80% chance that we are going to break the trend line here. Yes, I can tell you that for free. There's 80% that price is going to break this trend line. And when it breaks this trend line, it has opened the door for me to short this trade, because now this is looking to me like what? A double top chart pattern. Then I'll be looking to short Euro USD all the way down to this nearest level. I'll be looking to short Euro USD. So that is that on Euro USD too as well. It is still kind of 50-50 on Euro USD, bullish or bearish. It is still kind of 50-50, but on GBP USD, I'm 60% bearish and 40% bullish. So let's move to the next. These pairs that I'm sharing with you are pairs that I'm looking to take opportunity on, because these pairs are showing me signs of opportunity. So just preparing myself for the week ahead as to how to enter this trade. AUD USD, same view with AUD USD. We are trending down. Of course, price is holding up at this low, but if you pay attention to this point, we did have a range. We have a range here, and which is the low of this range. Okay, let me use my level. So this is price, this is this level, and price break below this level, come to test this this support level. We have that big pullback. This may likely continue the sell movement downward. Same thing if you bring your Fibonacci from the top to the low, you can see in between the 618 and the 79 region. So let's narrow down to the monthly chart to see. On monthly chart, price has gotten into, you see this well on the weekly. So on the weekly chart, price has gotten into a minor resistance level, which is likely to hold price. Even if this price is still going to go up, I'm expecting a deeper retracement. This is like all of this movement is a push, a bigger swing. Of course, if we go to the 1 hour time frame, you are going to be seeing internal structure, but I trade a swing levels. So from here to this point, this is a swing low to swing high. I'm expecting a deeper retracement. If at all, we still want to push up, and if not, we may drop more lower. So I want to capitalize on this drop from the point where price is currently back to this level. Then when we get here, we may know what we want to do next based on how price is reacting to that level. Then on the day chart, you will see I'm seeing my favorite candlestick, which is the evening star candlestick, rejecting from that level. This is already opening some door for short opportunity on AUD USD. We may short back down to this point, and our first level target will be here. Then overall levels will be to this downside movement. But of course, we cannot take our trade on the day chart. Let's look at how we may want to enter on the 4-hour chart. So on the 4 hours chart, I have price creating this level for me to be able to draw my counter trend line, and I can see that price is yet to fully break the counter trend line. So when the market should open, we may have a little bit of push, which is what most I will likely want to see, and then a surge to the downside. This is now going to be my entry on AUD USD, and I'll be looking to target this downward movement. So this is how I'll be trading AUD USD in the coming weeks. This is my view. If I want to change my bias, of course, we need to have a contingency plan. If I want to change my bias, then I want to see price break above this level, retest, and then we'll switch from bearish to bullish. But currently now I'm bearish on AUD USD. Then next we have USDCHF. USDCHF. What am I expecting on this pair? Let's look at it together. Price has gotten to a major support level. You can see this is a major support level that price has gotten into, and we did have a massive candlestick on the 3-month chart. For this, of course, we should expect some kind of retracement back up. I'm expecting some kind of retracement back up before we may have any further downward movement, or perhaps price may dip back inside and then we may change structure. So from this point here, I'm looking to capitalize on a retracement. Yes, I want to see retracement. Price cannot just keep going heavily to the downside. You can see for the first month here now, price stall. If the sellers were still strong in this market, we should have seen some more pressure of price pushing down. So we have 2 months left on this candlestick. We may have it pushing up in the next 2 months. So moving to the monthly chart, we can see that there's still some struggles here. Then on the weekly chart, it starts to become clear to us. We are still seeing selling structure on this weekly chart. So there's no movement of buy yet. You don't want to just join on the trade blindly. So now let's go to the day charts where it will have more meaning to us. So on this day chart, let's look at structure. Structural wise, price is still on a downtrend on the day chart. Lower lows, lower high. Are we going to have a push, or price is going to turn from here and then we can see changes from this point? So what I'm seeing here, before I take a buy trade on this price, I want to see a break of this trend line. I want to see a break. If there's no break above this trend line, there's no buy trade yet. Or perhaps I can mark this last low that price has gotten into. Price can drop here and give me equal bottom, which this is going to be the bottom 1 and bottom 2, to give us that kind of reversal pattern. Now what I do say is that if price wants to change trend, of course we are going to see chart patterns. Chart pattern is going to show up if you want to change to another direction. So if price fails to break below this level, this may be a potential double bottom for us. Aggressive trader may get entry from here. I might get in if I see good price movement here. I might get in. So if I should get in here and then we break above, we retest, I'm going to be adding to my position and then we can move to the upside. So USDCHF, I'm bullish here. Yeah, I'm bullish on USDCHF. Let's look at the 4 hours chart. So on the 4 hours chart, we can see this. So we can see this level. Let me just use this last low. So we can see this level. If price can break above here, then believe you me, we may ride to the top. So bullish on USDCHF. Usdjpy, let's go back to the top. Usdjpy, this trend has been bullish, but price has just been stalling for a while. You can see this strong push to the upside. Strong push, retracement, a push, retracement. We are expecting another push to the upside. That is just it. Basic structure. We are expecting a push to the upside. So we are seeing this level holding price. This level is really holding price. Going to the day chart, this looks like an initial head and shoulder pattern to us. Initial head and shoulder pattern. But we are unable to break this neckline. Price is unable to break this neckline, and we can see how that neckline has hold price. We can see how buyers step in, creating this wick, and price has been pushing upward. So before we take a buy, we want to see some change in structure if we are now going to continue the buy movement to this stop. So now what we are going to do is that so what we are going to do now is that narrow down to lower time frame and look at structure. if we look at structure on even right from this weekly chart, I'm already seeing some structure change. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This supposed to break this neckline here, this blue line, this blue zone rather. Price supposed to break below if we still want to continue going downward. But what happened? Price creates a higher high, which in this case is looking like the rising bottom. I told us if price want to change, we are going to see chart patterns. This is looking like a rising double bottom, and price came here to create an equal high, thinking we want to have a double top for price to gain more strength back to the downside. But what happened? Another higher lows. Price push up to now eventually break these two highs. Price break above these two high. What happened? We retest this level, and now we want to go to the upside. Usdjpy, I'm 80% bullish. 80% bullish on Usdjpy. Of course, I may change my plan depending on how market react, but based on what I'm still currently seeing on my chart here, I'm 80% bullish on Usdjpy with the kind of structure I'm seeing on the weekly chart. So let's scroll down to the day chart. So now this is the level that was cleared. You can see we cleared this level, a beautiful retest on this level. My favorite chart patterns already showed up. This is the morning star. The morning star. Those are my favorite candlestick patterns. So the morning star here, this would have triggered a buy trade entry right here, stop loss below, and then we are expecting price to come back here first. Look left to see where potential points are for our profit taking target. So but right now, how can we take opportunity on this trade when the market open? You can see now beautiful uptrend retracements. Let's even apply our fib. I think that should be the 0.50 level. Yeah, I guess right, 0.50 level. So we already have this push retracements. I'm expecting another push to the upside. So Usdjpy, I'm bullish on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see what we have. So 4-hour time frame here, let me remove this. Thank you, fib. 4 hours charts, I have my counter trend line. If we did break above this counter trend line, I'll be waiting for retests on this minus zone here. I'll be waiting for retest on this minus zone. Then I'll be looking to push to the upside. This is how I'll be entering these markets. My buy entry somewhere here. My stop loss is going to be below. Then I'll maybe targeting. I will look left. Let's just look left. Let's look left. Okay. I'm seeing this high. So I'll be targeting this high. So this is a possible 2, almost 3R. So depending on how the market is moving, of course, if you are having good structure, you'll just be riding the trend to the upside. So I'm expecting the market when it opens to be bullish. Or price can also do something like this, come down and started to push up. All the same, I'm still bullish on Usdjpy. So all of this trade, if you want to know when I'm going to be entering them, you may want to join my Telegram community. The link is on my bio. You can also find the link in the description of this video, so you can join us there and see when I enter trade and how I will be managing those trade. Okay, let's move. Of course, this video is going to be kind of lengthy because we have some lot of pairs. So on next year, I have gold. So gold, let's also start from the top, top down analysis. We want to start from the hour time frame, then for us to now scale lower to know how we will take opportunity on this trade. Gold has been very strong. It has been very, very bullish. Of course, I'm expecting gold next target to be 3,630 or 650 thereabout. But this trend is really pushing upward, and we are seeing weak rejection. The previous 3-month candlestick rejected heavily from here, and here the first month we rejected heavily from here. Can we still have more further push on gold? Can we still push down before we rise again? So let's go down to the monthly chart. The monthly chart, we are seeing that for the past 4 months, gold has been rejecting this level. Gold has been rejecting from this level for the past 4 months, the 3,450. Gold has been rejecting right from there. We have some lot of sellers sitting right here. So on gold, I'm expecting price to drop more lower to this zone. We are going to see that zone very clearly on the weekly chart. Let's go. So yes, this is a range. This is a range on the weekly charts, but this kind of range is huge, so we can trade between this range. So I'm expecting gold to drop more lower. And if I should look at this is looking to me like, sorry, 1 second. 1 second. All right, so this is looking to me now, it's not yet complete, but I'm seeing a possible head and shoulder here. The left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder somewhere here. So if price should do something like this, I see no reason why gold should not drop to 3,200. See no reason why gold should not drop right here. So if we are looking for sell buyers right here, because that is what I'm currently seeing on my chart, depending on how price will react if we open, we can see that massive rejection from here. So how will I jump on a sell trade? Let's go to the 4 hours chart. So to jump on this, we have this minor range on the 4-hour chart. Of course, I did take a buy trade here, but price went deeper. I thought this is a break of this level, and then we are having a test for price to keep higher. But of course, I was wrong here, and price went more deep. So for price to drop down, now that I'm looking at possible head and shoulder on the weekly chart, for me to trade a sell, I want to see price retesting this level, and then I'll be looking for a short opportunity back to this level. If price should drop this way, hey, that's some good money to be make off from gold. 6R, but my first level target, of course, is going to be here. This is going to be my first level target and overall level target right here. So this is my view on gold for now. So depending on how price reacts, we are going to see if we are going to change our bias or not. So let's move. We have Bitcoin. Sorry, I have something on my notes, which is US oil. I didn't had it here. US oil. Yeah, let me add it. So Bitcoin, let's quickly look at Bitcoin. On the 3-month charts, price is bullish, very strong, and I'm expecting Bitcoins to still move to 157, around 160. But before we get there, of course, it's not going to be a smooth journey to the top. We are going to get to some point where we have consolidation, retracement, then before price can start moving higher. So we have price, moving very decent in a bullish structures, creating series of highs and lows, and we are currently at higher highs. Should we be buying at this point? Definitely no. We want price to retrace before we start taking our buys. So this is a strong push to the upside. We can see a retracement, a strong push to the upside. We want to see some kind of retracement before we push higher again. So BTC, I'm expecting retracement to come in on BTC. You will see that from here price has started stalling. Price is stalling at this point. So I'm expecting some deep retracement before we can fire up on Bitcoin. Or if price should break above this level, then that is another journey to the top. This is looking like a range. So if you break above this range, Bitcoin may not come down here, but if we break lower, we expect Bitcoin could come back to 108,000. Then we can have that push up again. Euro AUD. Euro AUD, let's start from the top. Euro AUD on the top, we have a very massive range on Euro AUD, but it still looks currently more like a bullish direction. You can see highs, lows, but price is stalling at this point. Can we have a drop, or we still want to continue to have a high back to this level? So we scale down to the monthly charts. Scaling down to the monthly charts, this is a long impulsive move, retracements, another long impulse. I'm expecting a retracement to come on Euro AUD before we can soar higher. So I'm expecting retracement here, and price has gotten to this level where it's currently seeing some level of sensitivity right here. So weekly charts, on weekly chart, a possible chart pattern is likely forming, which is the double top pattern. So if this pattern, how can we get in on this trade? Should we wait for a break here? Of course, that's still going to be a very long journey. So we can start looking for opportunity from this second top back to the neckline. On Euro AUD. So the day charts, what are we seeing on day charts? We have a trend line like this. Yeah, we have this trend line. When price break this counter trend line, I will short Euro AUD. Yes, until I see a break below on my 4-hour chart, I'll be looking to, you can see this break was a fake out. Price did what? Price did a double top. We have a break of this neckline, we have small retracement, we drop. All of this can still be counted as a long impulse move to the downside, a retracement. In fact, let me clear this. If I can fire my Fibonacci from this top down to this low like this, price is rejecting at my golden zone. If market should open and opens with a bearish engulfing that closes below, that is a sell entry, stop loss above, and I'm targeting this down, which is the neckline that we are seeing on the day chart. I'm targeting this down on Euro AUD. So that is, if I should see my entry there, I will short Euro AUD to the downside. And lastly, we have US oil. I know most people do not trade US oil, but I'm seeing opportunity on US oil. That is why I decided to add this to this pair. So US oil here, you can see our levels well drawn, and we have price giving us a base. We rise to this top. Price failed to hold here for price to continue going higher, but now we have broken below, where price is now trading below this 70,000 level, which means we have broken that support and now likely to turn to a resistance. If it turns to resistance, I expect more drop on US oil to $33 per barrel. $33 per barrel. Price is currently trading at 65. I'm expecting a massive drop to $33 per barrel. So on the monthly charts, let's look at this together and let's pay attention to structure. We have price dropping heavily to this point. Of course, we expect price to now push up. Look at all these strong bullish candlestick, but it wasn't enough. We came back down. It wasn't enough. We came back down. It wasn't enough. We eventually break. And if we pay attention to this is a chart pattern, a descending triangle, which signals a sell trade opportunity. So we break below this rectangle pattern on this descending channel. We break below and we have a beautiful retest of this level, and of course expecting price to collapse. We're expecting price to collapse. So US oil, I'm bearish on US oil. So let's scale down to the weekly. So on weekly charts, You can see this is the break, this is a retracement, and we did have my favorite candlestick again, the evening star. Break below, small retest, now price giving me another evening star. That's my favorite candle entry, evening star right here, short opportunity, stop loss above. Let's ride the trend to the downside. So of course I'll be trading US oil. So let's go to the day charts. Our entry, we can't enter trade on the weekly chart. Stop loss will be too wide. US oil already giving us a break of our counter trend line here. I already have a break on this counter trend line. This is a break already. This is a break. So we have this minor level. So let me remove this like that. Thank you. So we have this minor level that may hold price. I want to see a break below this. So let's go to the weekly 4 hours chart. On 4 hour, we can see bearish structure. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Price is almost at lower low. Taking a sell trade here is not good enough. Let's see price to break below, retest again. So if we break below, we may use the Fibonacci to get our entry somewhere around here, and I'll be looking to short US oil on when I get my trade opportunity and a massive collapse. Expecting a massive collapse on the US oil, but I may not be holding this far. I may just look to target this last point. Thank you. I'll be looking to target this last point on US oil, which is a 7R on US oil. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to my chart analysis so far. If you do enjoy this video, make sure to like. Of course, you want to subscribe if you haven't done so. Subscribe to this channel. When I see your subscription, of course, I'll be motivated to drop more video like this for you. And also you can drop a comment if you have anything to ask about. Do you want to reach out to me? You can use my Facebook link on my bio, or you can use the Telegram link. Through there you can reach me. My email is also there. If you want to reach out to me, I'm open to you. And if as well you want to learn about trading, you are still a beginner trader and you want to you want someone that can hold you by the hands to have progress in your trade, you can reach out to me and let's talk. So thank you. I will see you in next week.